Hello, you lovely people. Welcome to my studio. Welcome to CLOWNFEST 8 studio tour. My name is Frank. I am from Nuremberg, Germany. My artist name is Frank von WELT. Thank you very much for having the chance to show you my studio here. I hope you enjoy this. I hope you have you get some inspiration from it. If you have any questions, feel free to ask, of course. I will show you all the gear that I have and try to explain a bit how I use it. Have fun and see you later. So let's start with the devices overview. This is my guitars and my bass. And over here we have the black box from 1010 Music, the AS1 from Pioneer Torres. Very important thing, my mixer, the Zone DB4 with 4 independent effect units and 4 independent loopers. That's important for me. I will explain that later. We have here Eventide H9 and the Zen delay, which is a very nice delay. Hall of Fame as well. The Bass Station 2. This one needs an explanation, I think. Then we have the Nordram 2, which is triggered by the Digitact over here, next to the Analog Rhythm Mark 1. We have the 2D FAMs. We have my Octa track, which I upgraded to Mark 2 not so long ago. I think it's half a year or 1 year ago. The ERM multi-clock, which is my clock source for everything here. My main sequencer for live jamming, the MPC Live Mark 1. My Electron analog keyed. Here is my laptop with a Maschine controller. Over here we have the Tasty Chips GR1 granular synthesizer. It's a Dutch company, and I really like the feature that you can enable, that you can plug in any class compliant sound card, and then you can just sample whatever input comes. And I did already have some fun with that. My machine drum with the black faceplate, which is way more beautiful, I think, than the original one. We have the Lyra 8 drone synthesizer, Electron Analog 4 Mark 1, the Digitone Nord Lead 4, the Erica Synth bassline. This is the Beat Squeezer, the Minitor from Moog, the Dark Time sequencer, the Tetra from Dave Smith Instruments, my brand new ASM Hydra synth, and the Enjoy Electronics Reminder, which is an effects unit, very powerful double delay and reverb and a lot of stuff inside. For controlling, I have the small key step and this big e-piano, which I basically bought just as a keyboard, as a to use it as a master keyboard. It has internal sounds, but I don't use them at all because it was way cheaper than a regular controller keyboard, but still has a good keypad, so I decided to go for this. This is, I think, the most important device. This is Sharky, the bottle opener. And over here we have my trusty Technics turntables. I have them for many, many years already. To be honest, I don't use them very much anymore. But yeah, I don't want to sell them. Some records as well. And that's an overview of all the stuff here. Concerning the audio routing, I have those 2 UMC 1820 Behringer audio interfaces and 1 extension that gives me 24 inputs. All the gear goes directly to the patch bay, and from there directly to the inputs of this audio interfaces, and everything ends up here in my Ableton Live session. The fun thing is, I can directly record everything if I do some recording session. But I also have a jam template, which allows me to route all the single signals to one of 5 outputs that I decided that I created. I used Sense for this, and for example, if I want to have the Digitact on my Allen and Heath mixer on the first channel, I just send it out on this send, and now you see the Digitact is routed to this. If I decide to have it on a different one, I just send it out to put B, and it's on the second channel. And this is the idea behind all the machines here, that I can route and even group certain devices to my 5 inputs here on the mixer to do live jams, and I don't need to rewire anything. There is some latency that I need to compensate. I'll talk about that a little later, but basically it's working like that, and I don't need to rewire anything if I need to decide if I do jamming or producing. So some words about the syncing. I have the ERM multi-clock, as I said. It's set up right now as a slave, and it receives an audio signal here from Ableton, from a DAW. It runs the ERM plugin that basically sends out an audio signal to sync this up. And I have 4 outputs. One output is directly going to this Kenton MIDI through to sync all the boxes which have an internal sequencer, like all the electron boxes and everything down here. A separate one goes to my MPC Live. That enables me to start and stop it in sync while the rest keeps running. So if I finished one tune here, I can just stop this. Now the MPC is stopped, the rest is continuing to play, and I can now go in the background to the browser, load a new project, and if it's loaded, I just press start again. It will run again as soon as it can be in sync, so it comes back accurately as I want it. And this enables me to play sets that go forever, because I can again and again I can load something in the background while the rest is running, and I can do a transition from one tune to another, and yeah, everything, all that is saved here. I can play everything without interruption. So the third one is analog output, which clocks the DFAMs in this case. I think for the moment that's all I have with the clock signal. Everything else goes with MIDI. And the last one, which is this one is clocking the octa track. This is also important because the audio signal coming into the octa track is routed from the mixer. It's the output of the mixer, as I said, compared to all the other stuff, which goes to the sound card and comes back, which means it has a round trip latency, which this one does not have. And if you do not compensate this, you can hear the difference. So if I play something here, it will not completely be in sync with the other stuff. That's why it got a separate lane. And this one is, as you can see, is compensating this difference. So all the effects that I do here match perfectly to my jam that I'm playing. So, this was my studio tour. Thank you very much again for having me. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. I would love to answer any questions, as I said, if you want. I hope you have a lot of fun with the rest of CLOWNFEST 8. And see you next time.